welcome your host for tonight's call, ACN's Vice President and Co-Founder, Mr. Mike Kupitz.
Thank you very much. Hello, everyone. As you know, we have an ACN International Training event in Cologne, Germany, that will take place from the 12th to the 14th of October. When representatives come to an ACN event, they are fully immersed in a positive, high-energy, exciting environment. Ultimately, they feel like they have limitless potential for success. The upcoming international training event in Cologne is the perfect platform for you and your guests to see the big picture of ACN. Now, this evening, we are fortunate enough to be joined by world-renowned economist Paul Zane Pilzer. He will be the special guest speaker at our upcoming event. I believe he will leave a lasting impression when he addresses the ACN European crowd for the very first time. On tonight's call, you will hear firsthand why it's imperative for you to be in Cologne and hear from him. He is a best-selling author of 9 books, including titles such as The Next Millionaires and Entrepreneurial Challenge. Mr. Pilzer has been a distinguished financial success and wellness guru for over 20 years. He is an avid supporter of the network marketing industry and has long maintained that in today's world, working for yourself is actually now the safer route versus working for a corporation. He has inspired large crowds all over the globe to unleash their potential and pursue their financial dreams. Do not miss this unique opportunity to see this acclaimed author and esteemed economist at the Cologne International Training event. A few things you should know about Paul Zane Pilzer. First, he is a world-renowned economist appointed as economic advisor in 2 U.S. presidential administrations. He's been profiled on the front page of the Wall Street Journal and has appeared multiple times on shows like Larry King Live. Mr. Pilzer became the youngest vice president in Citibank's history at the age of 25, and due to the success of his book, The New Wellness Revolution in China, the Chinese government hired Mr. Pilzer as an economic consultant. This evening, Mr. Pilzer will treat you to a special sneak preview of the keynote presentation that he will deliver in Cologne. So without any further ado, please join me in welcoming Mr. Paul Zane Pilzer. Paul, are you on the line?
Yes, I am. Thank you for that wonderful introduction. Good. Hi, this is Paul Zane Pilzer, and I'm very excited to be here this evening and even more excited to be coming to Germany, where I'll be spending several days in Cologne, October 11th, 12th, 13th. Hope to meet as many of you as possible. I've been very focused on the EU economy. My parents were born in Europe, and I grew up in the United States, and the EU has really got the focus of the whole world right now economically. Sitting across the pond here in the United States, I can see so many things in the EU that parallel what's been happening in the United States. Your crisis and our crisis are really one and the same. And yet, through the crisis, I see great opportunity. When we get beyond the debt, the various specific issues, be they in Greece or Spain, affecting different countries within the EU, on a very large scale, what we see is what's really happening is a retooling of the European economy. And let me get specific here. As I'll explain in Germany in more detail, I use examples where I isolate an economic concept on a specific issue. For example, take a trip with me now to a desert island. And on this desert island, we have 10 men living on the island who go out every day and fish with their fishing lines. They go out each day and fish with their lines, and one day a missionary comes and says to them, don't fish with the fishing lines, here's new technology. The new technology is a net. Now 2 fishermen using the net, one throws the net and one pilots the boat, can catch all the fish the 10 men did with their lines. Think of it. If 10 men used to support the whole island fishing with lines, and now 2 men using a net can catch all the fish that 10 men did, the island's got a big problem, 80% unemployment. And what do they do with that 80% unemployment? Well, they can pass laws and tax people, as many countries have done, saying if you use the net and make 5 times as many fish, we'll take 70, 80, 90% of your fish. Or we'll be communists. We'll take all your fish until you won't want to use the nets anymore. Or we can help the 80% who are displaced find new jobs, find new opportunities. One could become a doctor, one could become a lawyer, one could become a roofer, one could become a singer. And as you see, a whole economy grows. But what we see when we look back in history is that economic growth occurs when unemployment occurs. As unusual as it may sound, unemployment, or specifically what economists call structural unemployment due to technological change, where you still have the work output of the unemployed person, even though the unemployed person is unemployed. That type of unemployed is actually the first sign of economic growth. So one of the conundrums I'll be talking about when we're in Germany together next month is how unemployment caused by technological change is the first sign of real economic growth, because we, the society, still have the output of the unemployed. Now, why is this so relevant? Why do you need a history lesson? You need to understand history because today this type of unemployment happens in a single moment. It used to be people lost their jobs due to technology from father to son, from mother to daughter, over generations. Today we see it happening instantly, particularly when the economy gets tough. When you have your crisis is when the companies focus on implementing new technology, which causes even more unemployment. Now, why am I leaving my family and coming to spend a few days with you in Germany? Because this is so misunderstood in Europe right now, that unemployment is the first sign of economic growth, and the people remaining employed now have more money to spend on products. But most significantly for you in the EU is we need to understand the opportunity to retrain the unemployed. Training, and specifically training people who've been laid off due to technological change, is what the EU needs most. And yet, as I read the news from the EU, it seems so misunderstood. So we'll be spending time together to talk about your business in specific. We're going to talk about specifically direct distribution, your products, your business, but underlying all of it is the great opportunity you have for all of the EU. Because what the EU needs to understand is that you have the answer that can take an unemployed person without costing society a lot of money and retrain them. And retrain them for a great new business in technology, a business in distribution, a business that explains to people products and services that will improve their lives. So I'm very much looking forward to seeing you all October 11th, 12th, 13th. My wife and I are going to make this a great trip to Germany. I hope to meet as many of you as I can in person, understand more specifically your concerns. And I'm buried in my research right now in the EU, country by country. And it's been a great opportunity for me. I see so many opportunities that I've learned in China and around the world. I just got back from Brazil and India last month, and I can see so much application to your business in particular and to your country and to all of the EU. So I'll see you on October 11th, 12th, and 13th. Thank you for the great opportunity to bring the knowledge we see here in the U.S. and in Asia over to the EU.
Paul, thank you very much. I'm speaking on behalf of all the co-founders as well as all the reps in ACN. We look forward to hearing you. I know that everyone that's at the event is going to get a lot out of it, and I believe it's going to take their business to a whole nother level. So again, we appreciate being on the call. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Okay, there you have it, everyone. That was a special treat. I can tell you this, that you don't want to miss this event. If I were you, I would just make sure that in every meeting that you have, whether it's just a weekly BOM, whether it's a Saturday training, a regional training, a leadership training, whatever event you guys are doing, make sure you do everything in your power to promote the Cologne International event as the event of 2012. My personal opinion is to the exact degree that you can get a large number of people into that Cologne International event, I think it'll not only affect the momentum you have going into the close of 2012, but I believe that this event will be so impactful that it can actually affect the income that you earn in 2013. So thank you all for listening. Paul, thank you for being on the call. We look forward to the event. See you guys all in Cologne. Good night, everyone.